Hello again and welcome to the program. I am Suren. Did you know that humans are continually cooking? A doctor has put it that way. How can one think that way? You see, when humans are born, and as a little toddler, medically and anatomically, their cartilages are white, and in fact almost like pearl, pure white. When we look at the 90 or 100-year-old ones and their cartilages, we discover they are between brown and dark brown in color, and they are really cooked. Similar to when you cook meat. They become from a beautiful pink to a reasonably colored brown or dark brown. With vegetables, it also happens, although slightly differently. However, it goes exactly the same way. Anyway, enough is said in this regard. What can we do to keep the cooking process of this kind to go slower so that the humans can live long and healthier lives, remaining young for long? Did you know that there are a lot of people who consider their lives are not worth living due to the prospect of death after so-called old age, which they cannot help but accept? And so they consider looking after themselves as a chore they don't need. There are also people who do not worry about death or dying and consider whatever happens, happens for a reason that we cannot help, and so they choose to help themselves. What about if life continues in whichever format, wherever it might be, and that people of Earth have no idea? But looking after themselves allows them to live happier and healthier lives. Right? Wouldn't that be better to look after themselves and be happy and remain healthy? And the memories created remain very happy after all. But the questions remain yet to be answered. Why should one look after oneself? Making sure to look good, feel good, and stay healthy. Looking after your physical, mental, and emotional well-being improves your overall health, increases happiness and resilience, reduces stress and anxiety, and allows you to better manage life's challenges and support others. Prioritizing self-care enhances self-confidence, energy, and productivity, leading to a better quality of life and stronger relationships. Let's consider the benefits of self-care. Improved physical health. Regular self-care practices like exercise, a healthy diet, and regular health checkups lower your risk of chronic diseases, boost your immune system, and increase your energy levels. Enhanced mental well-being. Self-care helps reduce symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression, and promotes better sleep and emotional resilience. Increased happiness and fulfillment. Right. Feeling good about yourself and your life leads to greater life satisfaction and enjoyment. Greater resilience. Good self-care makes you better equipped to handle life's challenges and bounce back from setbacks. Boosted self-confidence. Taking care of yourself and achieving goals increases self-confidence and self-worth. Enhancing relationships. When you feel good, you are more likely to interact positively with others, creating a positive effect in your relationship or relationships. Increased productivity. Improved physical and mental health can lead to increased energy and productivity in your daily life. Now comes the question: why self-care is essential again? Well, it is a foundation for everything else. You cannot effectively help others or pursue your goals without first looking after your own health and well-being. Correct? It's also a cycle. Consider neglecting one area of your well-being and small improvements needed because the otherwise can negatively affect others. However, while making small improvements, even in one small area, can create a positive flow effect, according to Moving Mindsets Psychology Clinic. It helps manage stress and self-care activities, giving your body and mind time to rest and reset, thus helping to prevent or reduce the symptoms of stress and anxiety. Okay, but how to practice self-care? Again. Right. Self-care activities can be tailored to your individual needs, but they may include physical, that is exercise, healthy eating, regular health checkups, and ensuring that you get enough sleep. Mental and emotional assistance. Journaling, practicing mindfulness, spending time in nature, setting boundaries, and saying no to certain things that drain you. In a social sense, connecting with friends and family and building strong support systems. In a very personal sense, it is engaging in hobbies, taking relaxation baths, or reading a good book. Self-care for mental health and well-being. Healthcare or self-health care is a key way to protect our mental health and further explaining what exactly self-care is and why it is so beneficial during challenging times. You will also find easy self-care ideas you can try right now or down the track later. It helps you with managing stress, depression, anxiety. I will ask again, what is self-care in reality? Okay. Healthcare is the practice of taking care of ourselves so that we can stay physically, mentally, and emotionally well. Does it explain? While we all have different ways of practicing self-care, the ultimate goal is to make sure that we spend time doing things which make us feel happy and healthy, lowering our risk of disease and illness, helping us manage stress, even cope during challenging times. It allows us to feel physically and psychologically safe, promoting strong social connections. Sometimes self-care activities do not require much thought, like, for example, brushing our teeth or having a cup of coffee with a friend. But other self-care activities are more deliberate, such as taking time away from technology, journaling our thoughts, writing them down, and feelings, or booking an appointment with a therapist when and if there is need. Ultimately, a self-care activity is something that fills our well-being cup instead of emptying it. Why is it so important? Okay, an easy way to understand the importance of self-care is, as someone else puts it, to think of yourself as a laptop computer, as we discover being stated before, and expressed so beautifully. It doesn't matter if you spend the entire day using it to study, play a game, or host a video conference. Or at home, sometimes, you will have to recharge the battery, right? But of course, we cannot just plug ourselves into our PowerPoint like a mobile phone. Instead, we recharge by sleeping enough, eating well, moving our bodies, connecting with people, doing activities we truly enjoy. These 5 areas, like sleep, nutrition, movement, connection, and fun, are proven to have huge impact on our mental health and well-being, which is why being proactive about self-care can be so beneficial. What about the benefits? On top of making sure that our basic needs are being met, self-care helps us stay focused on the things that matter to us, establishing personal and professional boundaries, and finding support when something challenging comes up. Self-care can, in fact, enable us to build strong social connections and form healthy relationships. Prevent burnout by encouraging us to get enough quality sleep and adopt sustainable work and study and volunteering habits. Help us manage people and situations that may make us feel stressed and or overwhelmed. Can provide us ways to manage the symptoms of mental health conditions like anxiety, depression, and trauma. Provide us with ways to cope and adapt when facing challenges like relationship problems, financial stress, grief, and an extreme weather event. However, making time for self-care can be difficult, especially when you are working full-time, or studying, or raising a family, for doing all those things at once. It can also be difficult to make self-care a priority if you don't feel like you deserve it or feel as if it will not make any difference. Feeling unworthy, undeserving, this can sometimes be the signs of low self-esteem. If this sounds like you, please know that everyone deserves time and space to practice self-care. Remember, self-care is not selfishness. It is also not narcissism. We know self-care is important for good mental health and well-being, which is why you never need to feel guilty about making it a priority. With that being said, when you are stressed or depressed or just feeling a bit flat, it can be difficult to find the energy to even think of how you can practice self-care. Having a pre-prepared self-care plan, like a self-care box, for instance, can be helpful when moments like these hit unexpectedly. This is because it removes the pressure of needing to think about what to do during tough times. Finding the right self-care. That's a question. Even though a self-care activity like cuddling a puppy or cats or a little toddler might be something a lot of people would enjoy, it is likely that what fills your cup will not fill someone else's. Take note. And contrary to what someone on social media might tell you, self-care does not have to involve expensive moisturizers, remedial massages, or an expensive gym membership. In fact, it does not have to cost a thing. That's a fact. Here are some examples of self-care choices you can make that are free. Saying no to a late night outing, for instance. Or taking time to cook a nice meal. Going for a walk before work or any other activity. Calling a friend for a chat. That's important. Planning or playing board games or other sports, if you like. It is important to point out that when we are really struggling, sometimes the only self-care we can practice is literally just making it out of the house to get some sunshine. And that is okay. Even the smallest amount of self-care can be very beneficial, believe it or not. Here are some ideas that come to my mind, and that may be useful to you. Create a morning or evening self-care routine. When we are feeling overwhelmed or low, it is easy to be too busy, too tired, or just too cannot be bothered, even to think about how to end the day. Creating morning and evening routines, and sticking to them can be really helpful because they make it easy to reach for the self-care activities you know would work for you. In the morning, your self-care routine could look like, for example, not reaching for your telephone for the first 10 minutes after waking, drinking a glass of water or cup of coffee outside in the morning sunlight, in your backyard or in the garden or in the balcony, reading something that is non-news, non-school or non-work related, meditating for 5 to 10 minutes, setting an intention for the day. For example, I want to feel grateful today. I want to be happy today. In the evening, your self-care routine could look like watching the sunset outside or through a window, having a cup of tea or coffee while chatting with a friend or family member if you have any, in person or even over the phone. Writing down 3 things in your notebook or journal you are grateful for. Stretching. Yeah. Listening to a sleep story or guided meditation track and a recording. Many of them are available. Spending time in nature. Study shows that nature is a natural mood booster. Even adding an indoor plant to your home can make you feel better. On top of helping you generate positive emotions like happiness, nature has a powerful way of improving your concentration, sparking creativity, and changing your perspective by bringing an O element to or into your lives. For example, gazing at a sky full of stars, or standing on the top of a mountain looking out over the ocean or the landscape can help us see just how amazing our world is. This sense of awe and wonder can help give us a different perspective on the problems we face. You could, for example, spend time in a park or in the garden. Could go for a walk or bushwalking. Visit the beach or the water's edge. Could be a river or lake. Sometimes walking barefoot in your backyard, even perhaps gardening. Indeed, I say it again, get an indoor plant and spend time caring for it, if you don't have any pets, for example. Connecting with others. Remember, a burden shared is a burden halved. It's a saying that holds a lot of truth. Whether it is on the phone with a friend or in person with a colleague. Having good social connections is one of the key ways we can feel less overwhelmed by our immediate emotions. On top of feeling calmed or comforted by being connected with another person, it is also nice to be able to say a word or worry or fear out loud. Sometimes simply getting something off your chest can make it feel like a huge weight has been lifted. You could also join a local running or walking group if you like. Join a local or virtual book club. Or find hobby meetups for things like painting, cooking classes, bird watching. Invite a friend to visit a museum or an exhibition or see a local performance or a film. Make a plan with someone to catch up for a walk or a cup of coffee. Send a photo or text message reminiscing about a special memory. Book a trip away with a partner, friend, or family member if you have any. Show you care the old-fashioned way by writing a letter or sending a postcard, for instance. Many people find that talking to someone when they are feeling anxious or low is so very helpful that they wish they had done it sooner, not later. If you want to learn more about how to talk to someone you trust when you are going through a tough time, consider if you are not ready to take that step with someone in your life just yet. There is something called Lifeline, for instance. It's always there for you. Talking to someone you trust. When you are feeling out of your depth and overwhelmed, opening up to someone you trust can take some weight off your shoulders. Move your body. Physical activity has many benefits when it comes to our mental health and well-being. We know that daily exercise can boost our mood, improve our sleep, reduce anxiety, decrease symptoms of depression, and increase self-esteem. Take it to heart. While some people may love the idea of going to a high-intensity gym class, others would much prefer a gentle walk around the block on their own. And that's okay. You know what is best for you. You don't feel like you have to push yourself too far out of your comfort zone when it comes to using movement as a form of self-care. You could, for example, go for a short or long walk. That too is okay. Move your body in a pool or lake or ocean, the sea. Go for a swim, and you can, if that is what you wish. You can practice also yoga or try Pilates. Join a gym or outdoor fitness group. I'm not against that. It's good. You can take a community dance class if you like, or painting classes. Participate in a weekly 5-kilometer park run if you like. That's an idea. Getting active for your well-being. There is no single right way to get active. Explore how to find the right kind of movement or exercise for your well-being. Enjoy music, any type of music, podcasts, YouTube videos, books, or movies. Music, podcasts, YouTube videos, books, and movies can be wonderful tools you can use to decompress, recharge, and re-enter. They can also be effective if you are trying to find something to distract your mind. You could, for example, put on some upbeat music or your favorite album or an artist. Read an inspiring book about someone who has become something similar to what you are currently experiencing. Watch a feel-good film or listen to a captivating podcast. Remember, just like we are what we eat, we are what we watch, read, and listen to. So, when it comes to media and self-care, opt for uplifting and inspiring stories. If you are not feeling great, avoid true crime and disturbing news stories. That is a must. Make sure you are turning off all screens at least 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep. In other ways to practice self-care when it comes to media is by managing our screen time. Whether it is for work, school, life administration, or just for fun. We spend a lot of time on our devices. While they can definitely be positive, we know that too much screen time can impact our mental health and well-being. Especially your interests are around, if they are around excessive sexual fantasies, war, and crime. If you're looking to reduce your screen time as a form of self-care, you can try a digital detox. Keep your hands and minds busy. Completing, for instance, a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, or playing a game of chess, or undertaking a painting assignment will do more than make you feel extremely proud. Projects that required concentration and or using your hands are a great way to reduce stress, improve focus, increase problem-solving skills, and boost your mood. Here are a few ideas that come to mind. Do a puzzle, a painting, spend time in the garden. Grab a sketchbook or coloring book, if you must, if you desire. Learn a musical instrument. Discover an arts and crafts project. What about meditation? Well, similar to mindfulness, meditation is intended to keep you in the present moment. That's all. That's what it is for. As humans, we tend to dwell on the past most of our time, or worry about things in the future. Meditation can help you gain control of your thoughts and feel calm. Some people love it. Some people don't quite get it. But research shows that 10 minutes of meditation can have visible and positive impacts on your brain and keep you young. Meditation can also bring feelings of calm and clarity. It reduces feelings of stress, anxiety, and feeling overwhelmed. Improve focus and increase attention span. Increase self-awareness. Improve sleep. Believe it or not. Meditation can cultivate a sense of calm and clarity, as we said before, by focusing your attention and giving you a bird's eye view of the nature of your mind. It helps you with calm, depression, anxiety, and so forth. Prioritize your good food. While we often think about the physical impact of food, it is important to remember how much of an influence food can have on our mental health and well-being. How you eat most of the time equals to how you feel most of the time. When stressed, some of the first signs can be decreased or increased appetite. Ensuring that you are getting enough of the right kind of food is a great act of self-care. Some ideas. When possible, try to prep or plan what you are going to eat for the day. If you work and eat, try bringing a packed lunch or packed lunch and nourishing snacks if you like. Ensure you are getting the right amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet. Very important. Make meal times easier by having, say, frozen ingredients or pre-cooked meals on hand. When eating, be mindful and present in the moment. Don't scroll through your social media feed mid-bite, right? Keep in mind that the pressure of always eating good food can feel restrictive. Life is full of delicious sweets and treats, which is why it is totally okay to enjoy foods that are not typically deemed healthy every now and then. We take and like to follow the 80/20 rule, which says to focus on eating well 80% of the time and being a bit more relaxed 20% of the time. That's it. What about practicing mindfulness? This is probably a word you have heard a lot of times lately, and that is because many people are finding it to be a great tool for self-care. On top of helping you to keep emotionally well, mindfulness can also reduce stress and anxiety, improve concentration, increase self-awareness, improve sleep. You have heard that right. Improve sleep. Increase resilience, lower blood pressure, and improve physical health. Some people find the concept of mindfulness confusing, but it really is as simple as paying attention to the present moment with an attitude of curiosity, openness, and non-judgment. We know that if a loved one was feeling overwhelmed, we would encourage them to reach out for support. However, we tend to be harder on ourselves when considering asking for help, right? Self-care means caring for yourself exactly like you would a loved one, your own child, your own pet. If you would like to find ways to connect with people you can help, you can. In fact, learn how and why to talk to someone you trust. That's a good point. Tips for finding the right therapist if you need one for yourself. Could be a friend. Consider getting a mental health treatment plan if there is need for it. Remember, there is something called Lifeline, and we spoke about it before. Consider something new. Smiling Mind, I'll call it. Smiling Mind is a mindfulness and meditation application that helps teens, kids, and adults improve their well-being, building mental fitness, and achieve specific goals. It helps with anxiety and depression. Calmness. This is a mindfulness meditation, and in fact, it can be music application that can help you improve your well-being, boosting your mood, managing stress and anxiety, and get better sleep, and much more. It helps with stress, anxiety, and sleep. Never to forget. With this, I intend to end this session and episode. We will meet you again by the next episode. Keep smiling and be happy. Thank you.